Take a moment. Breathe. Look at your life, not just what others see, but what you see when no one's watching. Maybe you're caught in the whirlwind of responsibilities. Maybe you feel the pressure to constantly prove yourself through your work, your status, your body, your relationships, your so-called success. Every day, the world shouts at you. You are only as valuable as what you produce. It's a silent battle, isn't it? You give and give, but deep down you wonder, am I really enough? Here's a truth that can change everything. Your worth is not defined by what you do, what you achieve, or what others think. Your worth was declared the moment you took your first breath. Actually, it was affirmed even before that. You are not an accident. You are not a product of randomness. You were formed with intention. You were created with care. Your value is not something that needs to be earned. It simply is. Imagine this. If you lose your job, do you lose your worth? If you fail a class, if your relationship ends, if you don't look like someone on Instagram, do you become less valuable? Of course not. But somewhere along the way, the world taught us that our identity has to be proven. That's the lie. The deeper truth is this. You are already precious, already chosen, already complete. You don't need 1,000 accomplishments to be worthy of love. You already are. And when you live from that identity, when you stop performing for approval and start resting in your true design, you become something extraordinary. You become a light, a mirror of hope. People will notice something different about you. It won't be the loudest voice in the room or the one with the most trophies. It'll be the calm courage in your eyes, the peace that isn't shaken by applause or rejection. Because when you know who you are, really know it, your confidence isn't arrogance. It's clarity. You become like a lighthouse in the fog, steady, grounded, glowing. There are people around you right now who are drowning in self-doubt, confusion, and comparison. They need to see someone living from a different kind of strength. A strength that doesn't boast but radiates. That's what you carry. And it doesn't come from hustle. It comes from wholeness. But let me say this. You're not meant to walk this path alone. If you feel tired, anxious, like you've lost yourself, you're not failing. You're human. And you were never meant to carry it all by yourself. The one who designed you walks with you, even in silence, even in storms. You may not see the hands that hold you, but you felt them. In moments of stillness, in unexpected peace, in the whisper that told you to keep going when you had nothing left. There is a love that doesn't just comfort, it strengthens. A presence that doesn't just guide, it empowers. This isn't a distant, religious idea. This is a living reality, a relationship that is deeply personal. And it begins with one simple shift. Stop running from who you are. Stop trying to become what the world tells you to be. And return to who you were always meant to be, anchored in unshakable love, grounded in sacred worth, and walking in confidence. So, if you've ever wondered, do I matter? The answer is yes. Not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. If you've ever thought, am I too broken? No. You are being rebuilt stronger. And if you've ever whispered, will I ever find peace? You already can. Not outside. Not in another person. Not in a title or a status. But within. In your truest identity. You are a child of purpose. A vessel of light. A force of grace. You are not invisible. Not forgotten. Not replaceable. You are seen. You are known. You are loved. And from that place, your light will shine. Others will rise. And the darkness will never overcome it. Let's pick up exactly where we left off, rooted in unshakable worth, because the next stretch of road is the one where most people give up. It's a part of the journey where the wind starts howling, deadlines pile up, unexpected bills arrive, and suddenly the confident identity we just embraced feels paper thin against a storm we never asked for. Fear shows up like an intruder in the night. Anxiety tightens its grip like an invisible fist around the chest. And doubt whispers in a voice that sounds suspiciously like our own. Maybe you aren't as strong as you thought. Maybe you don't have what it takes. If that's where you find yourself today, hear me clearly. Fear, anxiety, and doubt are not final verdicts. They are doorways. Each one swings open to a deeper trust if you dare to step through instead of turning back. Imagine standing on the deck of a boat in churning waters. Waves slap the hull, the wind shrieks, and visibility drops to almost nothing. Instinct says fight or flee. But there's another option. Look for the calm center. The teachings of Jesus consistently point us toward that center, the place where chaos can't dictate your next move because love already has. Fear and anxiety become invitations to shift focus, from the noise of circumstances to the steady pulse of a presence that will not abandon you. Every time you choose that shift, whether with a whispered prayer in a boardroom or a deep breath in a dimly lit bedroom, you train your soul to see beyond the immediate threat to the larger reality of help that is closer than your own heartbeat. And what happens when you walk through that doorway? You discover a second truth almost no one talks about in motivational circles. You were wired for power, love, and clear thinking. The same teacher who calmed storms and healed broken bodies also called ordinary people to live extraordinary lives, not after they earned it, but right in the middle of their mess. That means you. Power isn't about control, it's about capacity. The divine capacity to stand your ground when life tries to push you back. Love isn't sentimental. It's relentless goodwill that outlasts offense. Clear thinking, sometimes translated as a sound mind, isn't dry logic. It's the ability to see opportunities hiding inside obstacles because you're not blinded by panic. Picture this in everyday terms. You walk into a difficult performance review. Your palms sweat, your heart pounds. But instead of spiraling into self-protection, you remind yourself, I carry a spirit of power, love, and clarity. That quiet statement doesn't make the meeting easy, but it positions you to listen without defensiveness, respond without aggression, and leave without shame. Or consider parenting a teenager who tests every boundary. Rather than defaulting to irritation, you breathe love into the conversation. Firm, yes, but rooted in the belief that power is ultimately expressed through patient guidance. Clear thinking whispers solutions you wouldn't spot while drowning in frustration. The right question to ask, the perfect moment to stay silent, the wisdom to pick battles that matter. Yet none of this power, love, or clarity emerges in a vacuum. They are refined in pressure, like gold in fire or clay on a potter's wheel. That's the sixth truth, and it's uncomfortable but liberating. Fire transforms raw or into precious metal. The wheel spins clay until it forms a vessel capable of holding life-giving water. Translation? The deadlines, the caregiving, the heartbreaks. These are not random cruelties. They are tools in skilled hands shaping you into someone who can carry more hope than you ever imagined. Does it hurt? Yes. Does it last forever? No. Refining is a season, not a sentence. Think back on the setbacks that once made you question everything. The job you didn't get, the relationship that collapsed, the diagnosis that shook your world. At first those moments felt like final chapters, but look again, they were furnaces forging empathy, resilience, and wisdom. Perhaps that loss taught you to budget compassion for others' pain. Perhaps that illness rewired your priorities, elevating what truly matters above what merely impresses. You didn't just survive the fire, you carry its glow, a radiance that silently tells the people around you, if I made it through, so can you. And that leads to the seventh and final truth. Peace is possible even while the storm still rages, because peace is an inside job. The world sells peace as a destination reached when every loose end is tied. Jesus taught peace as a condition of heart available in the eye of the hurricane. Picture the center of a cyclone. Winds roar at the perimeter, but inside the eye, there is startling calm. That's what happens when your identity, your trust, and your refined strength align. You carry an internal sanctuary no headline, diagnosis, or rejection letter can invade. How do you cultivate that sanctuary? You practice. When anxiety spikes, pause and breathe in for 4 counts. Hold for 4, breathe out for 4. While you breathe, repeat a single sentence of truth. I'm held by love. Fear doesn't own me. When doubt surfaces at 2 a.m., get out of bed, plant your feet on the floor, and speak clarity into the silence. My worth is settled. My future is guided. When pressures mount, imagine handing each one, visualized as heavy stones, into stronger hands than yours. Feel shoulders drop, jaw unclench, perspective widen. It sounds simple, but repeated moments like these carve neurological pathways of peace, hardwiring calm into your daily responses. Because here's the truth that stitches every point together. You and peace are not occasional acquaintances. You are lifelong companions. Worth anchored, identity shining, strength refining, calm prevailing. Walk in that alignment, and you won't just navigate the storm. You'll light the way for others still lost in the waves. Keep breathing. Keep trusting. Keep rising. The world is waiting for the radiance forged in you.